Hey friends, happy Monday. This is going to be kind of a part two to my first video for the summer 2026 Cal that's hosted by Rainey over at the Woolly Llama Shop. And the reason I'm coming on here to do this is because I had a very good question asked in the comment section about the blanket that I posted and like my requirements and stuff, because I said just baby blanket size, right? I mean, baby blanket size to anybody could be any number of different sizes. So I'm finishing my very cold coffee. I wanted hot coffee this morning and I've been so busy and it's just, oh, but I'm not letting my coffee go. No. And my mug, I love my mug. This is actually a Christmas mug that I purchased at Hobby Lobby and I use it all the time because it is the truth. The joy of the Lord is my strength. From Nehemiah 8:10. Absolutely, especially right now in the season of life that I'm in. Anyways, we're gonna move on because I'm gonna start crying because of some stuff I had to start doing this morning in regards to my mom and my mom's belongings that are still in my house. So, anyways, let's finish that iced coffee, shall we? It's cold. It's gone though. Now I had my 2 cups of coffee. I may have to go for a third later. Okay, so the yarn, if you remember in the videos I posted yesterday, I love this yarn ombre, and it is in the color Old Glory. Now, I can tell you, and the person that left me this comment did say that their Hobby Lobby, they were out of this yarn. Now, I know that to be true because this yarn sells out fast from Hobby Lobby, and that yarn is this. It's this one. It is gorgeous. It's soft. It's squishy. I love it. Now, I do know, was it Red Heart Bitty Stripes did one recently? I don't know, but I know Premier Yarns had one. But you can also just use red, white, and blue yarn. You don't need to have an ombre yarn. You can use pink, purple, and yellow if you want to. Use whatever colors you want. This is just my preference because I'm doing an Americana themed blanket. And these skeins of yarn are 252 yards, and I have 3 of them. So what I wanted to come on here and show you, I sat here last night. It felt so good to pick up that crochet hook again and just crochet because, again, with everything going on in my life, it's just been very hard to do much of anything other than paper crafting. So 1 skein of yarn, doing that granny rectangle pattern that I showed you, got us to this, okay? So this is 1 complete skein, and as you see, it didn't go all the way around. It actually almost made it around, so I stopped here, and then the ending was here. So I barely got it there, but that's okay. So that's where we are at on that. It's beautiful. I love it. It looks like one big firework. So my guess is, so in the comment I said 3 skeins of yarn, but as I thought about it, so these are 252 yards. I think if you do between 600 and 650 yards, that should get you to about the baby blanket size that I'm looking for it to count on my end when you send your picture in over to Rainey. So if that helps any better, because I know, maybe you only have, maybe you can't get your hands on the red, white, and blue ombre yarns, which I get it. Now, I know Walmart to always have, especially this time of the year, these are all Mainstays yarn. They always have the red, white, and blue. Especially this time of the year, like I said, they always, at least my Walmart here where we live in the high desert of Arizona, northwestern Arizona, They always put a display of yarn out like this. But you can find these just in the regular yarn aisle. You can find red, white, and blue yarn almost anywhere, even Hobby Lobby. And this week is yarn sale week, if I'm not mistaken. So, I don't know, because I'm not driving 45 minutes over the mountain to go to my Hobby Lobby. I'll be so glad when ours opens here in town at the end of next month. Let me tell you, friends, they're ahead of schedule, and we are getting one. Joy is a small town living when your population's only about 33,000 people. Yeah, so I think 600 to 650, maybe 700 to be safe, yards of yarn will get you to the baby blanket size that I am suggesting you do, for it to count as one of my projects, if you so choose to do a blanket. Now, you can do any weight of yarn too. That's the other thing. I'm using a 4-weight yarn. I mean, it's summertime. If if you're like me and you live in a hot climate, I mean, here in the high desert, it is warm pretty much. I mean, I think last winter, it was our first winter here in this house. I don't think we hit below 40 or 50 during the day. And at night, it got different, but it just all depends on your climate. If you want to use a thinner weight yarn, a 2 or a 3, be my guest. You may need to use more yardage, but be my guest. Use whatever weight of yarn you want. And then the star pattern that I posted, I would suggest using cotton yarn, because those are made to be coasters. And I did ask for 2 stars to be made to count as one of my patterns. And I did that just because they are a simpler, easy, grab and go project. And that's kind of my mindset for the summer cal this year, is to do grab and go projects. I don't see myself doing much traveling except for back and forth between our primary residence in California and the house here in Arizona. I might travel there once. I might go up to the Wallapies, up to the mountains once or twice. But everything I'm going to do is going to be staycations. So I want something that I can just grab and go in the car. You know, like when we went to Prescott to see my mom on Friday, I grabbed a skein of this yarn and I grabbed the blanket and a hook and I stuck it in I have this cute little bag that I bought on Hobby Lobby clearance. I stuck everything in here I needed and it was good to go. And there's a little hole in the top for my yarn. And it was perfect. It didn't take up much room in the car. I was able to set it right at my feet. So that is my whole focus. I don't want to make the projects too easy, but I don't want to make them so difficult that you don't have time to do them this summer. So that's why I'm asking for 2 stars to be made. So yeah, so that's 2 patterns. And like I said, the star is going to be, I'm going to give you an option to connect it to something else later on in the crochet along. But the stars are going to be the main part that are going to count. The second part I'll release for it is just going to be kind of if you choose to do that. So I hope that makes sense. I know yesterday when I came on into this video, I was purely exhausted, and I ended up taking 2 naps yesterday before I took my daughter to work. Literally 2 naps. I was that tired. That energy drink from McDonald's did nothing for me. Did nothing for me except kept me in the bathroom like every 10 minutes, it seems, because it was like I drank a gallon of water. But as far as my son goes, I'm frustrated. He's had 3 trips to the ER, 1 trip to urgent care in the last 10 days. He's lost over 10 pounds. He can barely eat, cannot drink any water, really. No matter what he does, it seems that everything irritates, like his esophagus and down into his stomach. And all they did yesterday was ran a bunch of lab work, and then the one test for the big We can't say the word on here because YouTube will ding us. But you know that thing that shut everything down several years ago? They said he tested positive for that, which is, we don't understand that because like he's got no symptoms. But then it's like, as I did some further research into the symptoms for it for 2026, apparently low grade, like the lower end of symptoms is gastrointestinal, which would be what he's dealing with, but for this long, it makes no sense. So my husband called this morning to a local gastroenterologist there in Southern California, where our primary residence is at, and was able to get him into an appointment next week, like first part of next week. So let's pray they can do something, because this is just getting silliness. This is just silly. I mean, when you're, I just can't imagine what he's going through. So, yeah, but for now, I am gonna enjoy the beautiful summer here in the high desert of northwestern Arizona, and yeah, it's just what I'm gonna do. So anyways, friends, I'm gonna go. I just wanted to give you some quick updates to hopefully, you know, things make more sense now. If you have any questions, please put them down below in the comments, and I will either respond to it, or I will respond and put a video out like I'm doing right now. So I'm helping other people out as well, so they have a better understanding. Or email me. You can send me an email too. I do not check my email every single day. I try to get to it every couple of days. Just because even though, you know, we're on summer break, I mean, I'm still taking care of a big house by myself, and I have a flock of birds in the backyard that I have to take care of on every other day. But today's bird maintenance day, so I have to go clean out their pool and their feeders. And yes, I have hundreds of birds that visit our backyard every day. So all right, I'm going, friends. Love and hugs to you all. Have a fantastic day, a fantastic week. Get out there and enjoy the weather. Get out and enjoy the weather, and just find that tiny blessing throughout your day, okay? All right, I'll see you guys in the next video.